Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is David, this is David K Reacts, and here on this channel I ramble with articulation, I hope, about a variety of different musical, audio and visual elements of the videos that I watch. And today I am continuing with Reactor Month. That is to say, I am reacting to content that has been put out by other reactors. This is a really, really cool community that I'm a part of, and it's full of talented people who've done a lot of cool stuff, and I haven't heard any of it. So this was kind of also, besides being a means of kind of sharing this community with you, it's also a means that kind of pushes me into listening to some of their stuff as well. So I'm getting a benefit out of this too. And today, I am going to be checking out a video by Lolli Wren, otherwise known as the Fairy Voice Mother. As with everybody who I'm looking at this month, she was one of the first reactors that I came across when I got into reacting. I don't think I've talked about this really, but I got into understanding what reactions were through TV shows. And found music accidentally. And that's kind of how I came across this as a whole thing. And when I did find it, Fairy Voice Mother was one of the first channels that I came across, and I just her exuberance and irrepressible joy at what she was doing really kind of pulled me into her videos. And I didn't actually realize, because she has a separate channel for her vocal work, I didn't realize for a long time that she had any out, which surprised me, because you hear her sing sometimes when she's sort of explaining what people are doing, and she clearly had a wonderful voice. And then I found it, and it had been recommended to me on the YouTube algorithm as the Lolli Wren channel, which I don't do a lot of digging. It's possible that the About page of her, the Reaction YouTube channel mentions this. I don't really go looking for that kind of thing. And so I didn't realize this was a thing, but now I do, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm going to be reacting to a song called In a Wave. This came out about 4 months ago, and no particular reason why, I just liked the thumbnail. I have no concept of what the music is like. It's an original song, I believe. I checked the description just to see. I usually sort of look at that a little later, so I deliberately didn't look at lyrics or anything like that. But I just wanted to see if this was an original, and it is. Music and lyrics by Lolli and Carlos Sanches on guitar. And I'm interested to see what she does and what this is, and I don't really have much more to say about it because I don't have a lot of context. So I will just go on and say welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. If it is, the way I work, I'm going to watch this through from beginning to end. I will comment and emote over the top of that, but then I will go back and watch it a second time, this time pausing, interrupting, and offering what commentary and analysis I feel I can, based on what I've just seen and heard and the foreknowledge of having seen the video once before. Please do hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, and if you care to support the channel, you can head over to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts, to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, or just leave a super thanks here on YouTube. Any of those very gratefully appreciated. Also, for once I'm going to remember to say this before the video, please check the description for a link to Lolli's channel, as well as the original song, and I will also link to the Fairy Voice Mother channel down there as well, so that you can also see her reactions, which of course is why she's happening this month. I think that's about everything I have to say, so I'm just going to jump into this. Oh, this is coming out a couple of weeks after I record this. I'm recording it the day that my Mortius reaction came out, so if anybody has gifted me coffees or joined Patreon or something, I apologize if I don't mention you now. I will do so when I record the next video after that has happened. I'm just getting ahead of the game a little bit because I've got a little busy stretch coming up and I want to make sure I have content. So yeah, that's everything. Thank you so much, and without any further delay, let's see what Lolli does with her original song, In a Wave. Oh, this is pretty. Ooh. Gorgeous start.
I'm in a wave, I'm a riptide in a cage, I'm a roadless tiger, I'm a shark with a toothache. I'm in a wave.
That's such a cute lyric.
It doesn't crash.
Oh, that's a gorgeous little verse. Lyrically beautiful.
I am the rain on a lifeless desert plain. I'm the sun that shines on fire while the freezing folks complain. I'm in a wave. doesn't crash.
I like the range she's demonstrating.
Oh, what a shame, such a poor, pretty thing.
Oh, the change in the accompaniment. That's lovely.
Joy sick to me of spring, no one to blame. I'm in a way that doesn't crash.
This is beautiful.
I am the fame of the actor with no name. I'm a holy liar. I'm so numb and so in pain. I'm in a way.
Oh. Such clarity, it's gorgeous.
Such a poor, pretty thing. The epitome of if only. The joy sick to me of spring. No one to blame. I'm in a way.
Oh. Oh, that minor chord. Damn. Yes.
Slowly, surely, I'll adore me. I'm just holding back.
This bridge is gorgeous.
Poorly, insecurely, I'll find my way back. Oh, what a shame, such a poor, pity thing. The epitome of if only, or the joy that I could bring. No one to blame. I'm in a wave that doesn't.
Oh. Oh. The choice not to sing Crash. Wow, that's a strong ending. Okay. Anybody who's watched my channel for a long time knows I hate fade-out endings, but damn if that one is not earned. Like this, I mean, musically it's earned as well, but lyrically, I'm in a wave that doesn't, and it just drifts away. Ha! That is using a fade-out ending for true impact. This is great. I love it. I wasn't as talkative as I often am during that because I was just listening. Give me 2 seconds just to check description. I'll be right back. I enjoy that the production included the North Atlantic Ocean, big-ass rocks, and precarious waves that she continually tried not to be in. I have to admit, I was thinking this is quite a bold video to be walking amongst these while the waves are coming in. So obviously written and performed by Lolli, Carlos on the guitar, and Eduardo Moreira did the mixing and the mastering. And again, I said this in last week's video, I think, I have so much respect for people who can do mastering in general, but also who do both. I could mix to an okay standard. I certainly can't master. That's a real skill to be able to do it really, really well. And it can make such a difference to the audio quality of a song. This is truly wonderful. Yeah, we're just going to go back, watch it through again, and see what I can pull out. And I just want to say from the outset, what a gorgeous opening shot. Like, this is tranquility, kind of. The sea looks a little rough, but do you know what I mean? Like, this is such a peaceful-looking image, and I love that this is how she starts off this absolutely exquisite song. Really, really lovely choice. Beautiful stuff. I love the simplicity, actually, of this first. Dum 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 dum. 1 5 1 2 1 5 1 2. Very, very simple. But what it like a lot. This is kind of the style of this music. A lot of songs will start with this very, very kind of uncomplicated, finger-picked guitar part. But doesn't it set a vibe? Like, I genuinely like songs that start like this. I think it's very... It takes me back to... I can't remember the name. There was a guy who did his own work back in the UK I listened to for ages, and he started his songs very much like this. If I remember who it was, I'll put a note up. But Yeah, it's giving me vibes of nostalgia, big time for me. I also like the choice, incidentally, to have this sort of slightly washed out filter over the video. I think for this sort of sense of there's almost like a listlessness to some of this. Lolli wrote in the bottom, "This is for those people who are sort of stuck in the grey," and I think that is absolutely. I mean, there's a literal sense to that, in that there's a little less colour, it's a little desaturated, but also the tone of the song kind of gives that. It's almost like you're being carried by the current and you don't really know where you're going, and I really, really like that, and the choice to represent that visually as well, I just think was really, really solid. I really, really, again, very, very simple. It's actually the inverse, or there's a partial inverse of what Carlos is singing, because Carl is playing. He's doing do 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 do. She's singing and going down instead of going up, and that's just a really nice little touch of mirroring going on there. And I love this, and I will hold my hand up, and especially for somebody like Lolli, I do not have the vocal knowledge that she has. My reactions come, and my analyses more specifically, come from having done studio engineering, film editing, some cinematography, some sound mixing, all that sort of stuff, singing myself. But I have never done anything, like I'm a jack of all trades and a master of none in terms of how I approach all of this. So I do not have that kind of vocal knowledge. So my analysis of vocal technique in particular, and I say this because of the nature of the Fairy Voice Mother channel, is very shallow. Just wanted you to be aware of that. But that, which I assume, again, I don't, but my brain says she's going up into head voice at that point, just for that higher note, just because you can hear a slight transition in the voice there. Please correct me if I'm incorrect about that. But it would be in my voice, I would say I would be going up into falsetto. But just that pitch up that just changes the tone of that one higher note, and I think it gives it a sense of cry, of a little bit of sadness, but it's less sadness and more poignancy, I think. And it's just a really, really beautiful tone to start this off with. And then the slide down at the end of that. Isn't that a masterclass in how a single vowel sound can create so much emotion? Like, the emotion in singing is in the vowels, and the clarity is in the consonants. That's sort of how I've heard it described before, and I think that seems very true to me. And she is absolutely just pouring this sense of emotion into the song, 16 seconds in, having so far sung ooh, and I think that's awesome.
I'm in a wave, I'm a riptide in a cage, I'm a roadless tiger, I'm a shark with a toothache.
What a lovely collection of lyrics. I'm in a wave, I'm in a riptide, I'm a shark, I'm a tiger. Those two water-related things, two animals, one of which is water-related. Like, it's just such an interesting mix. But I love that idea. I'm a rawless tiger. I'm a shark with a toothache. I have been disarmed. It's great lyric writing. And then, sorry, want to go back on that properly. There we go.
I'm in a wave, I'm a riptide in a cage.
Da 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 da. This upward lift that comes at the end of each one. It doesn't give us it kind of enhances the poignancy a little bit, but it doesn't give us a sense of melancholy. It's not a drop of sadness. There's a sense of hope to it always, which I really, really like. But that theme as well, the da-da-da, is going to come back again later, and I'll talk about it more when it does. But I love the fact that she's going to use that later in the song and kind of call back to it, but in a different part of the construction.
I'm a roadless tiger, I'm a shark with a toothache. I'm in a wave that doesn't crash.
The percussive use of her voice at that point is so interesting, and I say that I'm talking about the rhythm that she's choosing to sing with, because if you listen to this section.
Tiger, I'm a shark with a toothache.
Shark with a toothache. It's sliding from phoneme to phoneme. We're keeping the whole thing like legato sung together, and then we get this.
I'm in a wave.
I'm in a wave. It's thrown away, and there's a break there, and so it gives us a sense of rhythm at that point in time that we haven't had. And it's not that it's not rhythmic before that, but it's adding something in here that wasn't there before that makes the ear go, oh, this is different.
It doesn't crash.
Even the way she moves her head there doesn't crash. It's kind of like, It's that vibe to what she's doing. There's even the little head shake. It's so kind of it's sung without importance, and I think that's such an interesting thing, because that in itself is a choice that can make it seem important. Because what is it that's being so casually cast aside?
In a wave, it doesn't crash.
I love that. And then we go back to this gorgeous.
I am the rain on a lifeless desert plain. I'm the sun that shines on fire while the freezing folks complain.
That also smacks so true as somebody who comes from England. If it gets hot, we complain that it's too hot and we want it to be cooler, and then the moment winter comes, we're like, why is it so cold? It's if there's one stereotype I can say for sure is pretty much true about the Brits, it's that we complain about the weather all the time. I think that's probably something to do with the innumerable different kinds of rain we have. I frequently say we don't have seasons, we have varying degrees of wet. Now that I live in Canada, we actually have 4 seasons here. They're a bit more extreme, but at least it's a definable change. Anyway, tangent. But that lyric really struck home with me. But I like this evolution that we've had.
Rain on a lifeless desert plain. I'm the sun that shines on fire while the freezing folks complain.
It's kind of it's very similar to what was sung for the Tiger Shark line earlier, but with just a little bit more embellishment to it. It's just pushing ever so slightly further forward.
And it shines on fire while the freezing folks complain. I'm in a wave, it doesn't crash.
And that's interesting this time, because we've got that kind of the little creak that comes into the voice there. It doesn't crash, but then it's crash. There's this kind of and the of crash almost fades away, but then the sh comes in almost like a tide rolling back in. You kind of get that double wave sometimes, and that's the vibe I'm getting from that pronunciation of crash. I think that's really, really nice.
It doesn't crash.
And the breath at the end, shh. It's like a multi-stage thing. And I think that's really, really nice because, as I say, it's what we hear. If you're on the beach and one of those little waves comes up, there's a ripple, and then there's a little after ripple that comes up after it as well. And it's literally like she's singing the scenery that we've got going on behind her. It's so cool.
It doesn't crash. Oh, what a shame, such a poor, pretty thing.
And there we see da 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 da. It's that same thing da 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 da. We've just changed the notes it's happening on and separated the gap between the two lines a little bit more. But she's brought back that same construction into a different part of the structure of the song, and I love that so much. That consistency through wraps it all together really, really neatly. Really, really cool. And I also adore at this point how we have that little drop out of the guitar to just a little bit simpler and not as consistent. It's not playing as solidly through this, and then it's just after these two lines, back he comes in again. But this is so good.
It doesn't crash. Oh, what a shame, such a poor, pretty thing. The epitome of if only, the joy sick to me of spring. No.
Da, 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 da. These lovely flowing lines that she's got going on here. This is what I was talking about earlier. There is no sense at any point in time. Yeah, this character, and I say character as in the sort of the protagonist of the song, is clearly adrift and maybe a little directionless, but there's no sense of, kind of real depression about that. There's a constant pleasant movement about this, and the song never dips into a sort of darker tone, which it could do very easily with this kind of subject matter, and she keeps it so light. I absolutely love that.
If only the joy sick to me of spring, no one to blame. I'm in a way that doesn't cry.
And then this choice here to wrap Crash into what was previously the ooh figure. That motif coming back, but coming back as a lyric. It's just, and the use of melisma there. Melisma being singing one syllable over a variety of notes. So rather than doesn't crash, that long over multiple notes, that's a melisma. The use of it there, just sliding into it, but using it this time as a part of the verse rather than as a sort of passing phrase between them. That's so good.
Doesn't crash.
And the addition of the harmony at that point in time, that lovely second line that's just faintly in the background, is so, so good.
I am the fame of the actor with no name.
Isn't that a strong line? I'm the fame of an actor with no name. And it could mean so many different things. It could be, you're literally just nobody knows who you are, but and so there's the representation of that and how well you're known, which you're not. Or it could be that sense of, it's that person again. I see them in every other film. I don't know what their name is. Like, there's so many ways of interpreting that. I think that's a really, really interesting line.
I am the fame of the actor with no name. I'm a holy liar. I'm so numb and so in pain. I'm in a way.
I think it's so interesting that those lines, I'm a holy liar, I'm so numb, I'm in pain, I'm in a wave. That time, that's where we go full voice. Like, now she's really singing out this up to this point, it's the vocal choice has been a little bit more reserved. It's a little bit more introverted. Now it's like, I'm numb, I'm in pain. She's shouting that. That's such a lovely choice. We get this lovely bold sound that she can produce. There's something very ingenue quality about her. I think it's the vibrato that she's using. It gives it this real ingenue quality that I think suits this. There is a naivete about this song, a very gentle one. It's not, it's not like something. It's not a negative. It's a lovely quality to add into this mix, and I think the vocal choice that she's got going on here just really enhances that for me.
I'm in a way.
And again, that tiny bit of cry as the wave goes down a level, down a tone. So, wave. Just a little, I'm over-exaggerating because I don't have that kind of control. But just that lovely little touch as she comes down. It cuts back up again almost. Oh.
What a shame, such a poor, pretty thing. The epitome of if only the joy.
It's interesting because I know she's British, and it really shines through. The epitome of if only. There's something about the pronunciation of that this time around. It comes through so British to me.
Pretty thing. The epitome of if only
It's the only. It's almost like an RPO. The only, and it's a lovely thing because it's letting a little bit more of her come through. I really, really like that.
Oh, pretty thing, the epitome of if only, the joy sect to me of spring. No one to blame. I'm in a way.
Oh, that whole line. Oh, that's gorgeous. Let's have a look at this. Wow.
No one to blame.
And I love it with this blame. It's so just the fall down is almost careless, and it's such. But she's so precise. It's really good.
I'm in a way.
I don't have. So again, I am a pianist, and if I had my piano, I could set it up and figure this out. So unfortunately, I record in my basement, and I don't actually have room to set my piano up here. I'd love to figure out what that chord is. I don't have the skill to just hear it in my head and figure it out. What I do know is we've got that lovely shift
I'm in a way.
with a bum bum with air. That's on the 5th bum bum. There's our tonic bum, and then we have this lovely bum bum in the top line of the guitar, just going down and settling on that chord that just sits with that 7th at the top of it, and I can't quite figure out what it is, and it's going to drive me nuts. If I do figure it out, I'll put a note up. But what a beautiful sound at that point.
I'm in a way.
Oh. And the beautiful tone of that as she just this just sails on top of all of this, and that gentle drift down as well. Again, mimicking the da da. It's that same movement that we just had in the top of the guitar. Oh, that's magnificent. That is absolutely magnificent. And repeating that line again up the octave. It's so pure, beautiful sound. Excuse me.
Slowly, surely, I love to me. I'm just holding back.
And this choice to have a much more sort of considered rate of the da 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 da. So it's much slower pace of the melody line, while the guitar's actually picked up its speed a little bit underneath, or not speed, but rather he's playing a few more notes per beat of the music than he was before. So we've shifted slightly in how the two are balanced, and I think that's really lovely. That's such an interesting line to me. I'll find my way back. But the way she sings it, I'll find my way back. That's almost the most insecure line. That back, falling down, falling away, there's no security, and I will find my way back. We don't get that sense from it. It's a lot more indecisive and uncertain. And I think that's a beautiful choice for where we've been with this song. It's the one line in this that made me think, oh, you know, you don't feel that through most of this. Even while we have these sort of slightly sadder lines, there's still an uplifting tone to it, and that one line just pulls away in a really interesting fashion. So good.
Oh, what a shame, such a poor pity thing. The epitome of if only, or the joy that I could bring. No.
I love the choice there. She's had this line, and I double-checked to make sure I was hearing it correctly, the joysectomy of spring. And now she's changed it to the joy that I could bring. That's such a lovely change to me, because there's a recognition of something that you can do there that I think is a really lovely thing to bring in at the end of this. Gorgeous stuff.
Such a poor pity thing, the epitome of if only, or the joy that I could bring. No one to blame. I'm in a wave that doesn't.
Ah! So good! So many good things about this.
No one to blame.
I want to go back one more time.
Oh, what a shame. Such a poor, pity thing. The epitome of if only. Oh, the joy that I could bring.
I really like that line, the joy that I could bring. The way she slides down through that bring, like it's beautiful. Her choice of passing notes, which it's like, I'm aiming for this note, but I'm going to sing this one on the way, or play this one if it's an instrument. And it's not really a key part of the melody, but it gets you somewhere. Really, really lovely stuff.
No one to blame. I'm in a wave that doesn't.
Ah, and the way she sings that wave that doesn't. It's so kind of. It's a bit more broken up. It's got a little bit of sort of. It's almost like a creek quality creeping in there, and it's just an unfinished thought. And I'm not saying that because the word crash isn't there. There's something about the tone in which she sings that feels unfinished.
I'm in a wave that doesn't.
I think it's that doesn't. There's something abrupt about that as an ending that implies, like, and I know it's because, again, we know the word crash is missing, but the doesn't. I want there to musically be another note there. Da, 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 ba. It's like somebody coming along to the piano and going da 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 and walking away. You know that there's something that should be happening after that, and it's musically unsatisfying in such a perfect way for this song. I love it so much. I love the subversion. I think it's absolutely just perfect for this ending.
Wave that doesn't.
And Carlos just playing just very, very quietly with this. I think he's almost stunned the strings there. Like, he might have, if you play a guitar, you can finger pick, but if this part of, if you pick like this, if my hand's the strings, but if the ball of your palm is sitting on the strings, you can still sound them because the soundboard will pick up the vibration, but the vibration has much less of the string to work with, so you end up with this sort of slightly stunned sound where it's dum bum 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 rather than actually the long vibration, and I think that's what he's doing there. But regardless of whether that is or not, it's just that having that kind of just quietly, that intro couple of bars that we had just drift quietly away from us at the end of that. That's so good. And it just rings away. And those two notes that just come through a little stronger. Really, really lovely stuff. This is gorgeous. What a fantastic song. Very introspective, very poignant. Angelic quality to Lolli's voice. This is just beautiful. I love that so much. I'm really glad I picked this one. I've no idea whether this is indicative of all of her music, or I feel like it probably is. That's the vibe I get. But at the same time, you know, let me know. But I'm so happy I picked this song. I knew she was a talented singer. Like, you can hear that when she even just demonstrates something briefly in a video. But that blew my socks off. I was not expecting that, and I feel elevated just by having heard it. I feel happy. That was absolutely wonderful, and what a lovely tone and vibe to a piece of music. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I enjoyed watching Lolli's video. And I hope I was able to bring you something. Maybe it's Lolli herself, in which case check that description for the links. Or it's this song. You've heard others of her songs, but not this one. Or maybe you've heard this 100 times and I brought something to you that made you go, oh, that's why I like that bit. Oh, I didn't notice that before. That's really cool. That's what I'm trying to do. And if I have succeeded in doing that with anything about that video, then I'm a very happy man. Sorry, pardon my phone binging in the background. I didn't realize it wasn't on silent. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate the time that you spend with me, especially if you're still here at the end of this video. I really, really do. Please do like the video, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And if you would care to support me, you can do so by going to buymeacoffee.com/DavidKReacts and leaving a donation of any amount, or contributing to my wishlist item of an Adobe Premiere Pro subscription. You can head over to patreon.com/DavidKReacts, where you can sign up for $2 or $4 Canadian or your local equivalent, and that's just ongoing support right now, but I have plans for Patreon later in the year. It does get you access to my Discord channel, or you could leave a super thanks here on YouTube, and any of those would be very, very gratefully appreciated if you would choose to do them. No pressure, of course. And that's it. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, nighttime. I don't know. What time should we go for this one? What time did it look like it was in the video? That looked like kind of late afternoon. Let's say 4:52 p.m. See if someone's watching then. But yes, thank you. I appreciate your time. And take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.